Priscilla Barrera with the Investing News Network, and here with me today is Patrick Highsmith, CEO of Pure Energy Minerals. Patrick, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Priscilla. It's good to be here.
Okay, that's great. So we're at PDAC Day 3. How are you finding the conference? Are investors still interested in lithium?
You know, PDAC is a gathering place for the world, a crossroads really. So much of the week is kind of spent business to business, quite frankly. We've met with investors, had a great speech yesterday in a session that was quite full of people interested in battery metals.
Right.
So it's been a good week so far.
Okay, that's great to hear. And there's been so many news in the lithium market in the last couple of months actually. And I think one of the most important news early in the year was the SQM Corfo deal. After that, there were some worries about oversupply in the market. What are your thoughts on that? Should investors really worry about an oversupply?
You know, I've been in the lithium business almost 10 years now. Makes me a gray hair in this sector. And we've heard continually from the incumbent producers that all this new production was coming. And good for them. After several years of delay, there have been some expansions, and the world needs this lithium. So, quite frankly, we expected to see these expansions get approved ultimately, first Albemarle and later SQM, and that's great news. Otherwise, these lithium batteries that we desperately need might not get made. However, the outlook is a bit overly optimistic, I think. When you look at the projects in the pipeline, most of them are not funded, and many of us are at the development stage, not yet fully funded, and so I think it will boil down to the best teams and the best projects that actually get built, and my guess is there'll be a little less lithium coming online, and it'll take a little longer than projected. So, do we believe that there'll be 100 new lithium mines by 2025? No. But we believe there will be several, and we believe the world has ample demand for the lithium. So right now we're not very concerned, and our meetings with potential off-takers are going very well.
All right, that's good. And what about prices? We know that Morgan Stanley released a bearish report a few days ago. Where do you see prices going in the next couple of years?
You know, we leave price forecasting to the experts. The idea really is to build a quality project that could produce lithium hydroxide, in our case, at a low cost. Therefore, we could ride out the price cycles. I will tell you, sort of relative newcomers like Morgan Stanley have come in and made their view of the world, but guys like Benchmark Mineral Intelligence and others, Roskill, have been out at the coalface where projects are getting built and lithium is getting bought. And we chose to commission a study, an independent study, that looks at price over the 20-year projection of our mine life in our PEA that we finished last year. And we see a view there that probably there'll be some bouncing around at similar prices to today. And then between 2025 and 2027, Benchmark forecasts these new battery factories will really be kicking into gear. The mines will be a little slower to get there, and there could be a price peak in lithium in that mid-2020 range. So we factor that into our plans. Let's try to get our project built before then. And so right now, the interesting part, the forecast that's in our PEA study is actually well below the current price today for lithium hydroxide. So we expect some volatility to be sure, some new projects, but there's also a lot of battery factories yet to be built. So we expect prices to sort of stabilize here for a while and probably rise a bit. Either way, we're trying to build a low-cost project that can make lithium profitably almost no matter the price.
All right. And you mentioned before you have over 10 years of experience in the market. We do have some new investors watching us today. What would be your best piece of advice for them?
Someone looking at the lithium sector, they're probably getting overwhelmed with media these days. The excitement over electric vehicles and other uses for lithium and cobalt and the other battery metals are very exciting. And I think investors should be drilling down into that a little bit. Look how few pure lithium plays there are in a big company, from a big company point of view. So if you were trying to invest through your broker in a pure lithium play, there aren't very many of them that are in production. So have a look at a company with a strong management team that's built major projects before, that has developed projects through the risky exploration period and into piloting a new technology or putting a mine into production. So look for experience in the team. Look for an asset that is in one of the currently productive regions of the world. Look for the type of deposit that has been put into production before. And then you'll start to get a short list of companies there that are candidates candidates for further investigation, and I think it's smart to diversify. A big company that might already be in production, of course, offers some stability, and yet maybe not as much growth. So that's what Canada and the Toronto Stock Exchange and the Venture Exchange are good at, I think, is growth companies. Just got to find the quality ones, and I think the team's a big part of that.
All right, so let's talk about Pure Energy then. Why should investors look into Pure Energy with so many other lithium companies out there?
Pure Energy is an explorer and developer of lithium assets. We focused on lithium brine because we believe brine is a lower cost way to get lithium to the market. Furthermore, it's chemistry. The brine can be quite simple, less impurities than hard rock, and we can get to an endpoint like lithium hydroxide. That's always been our focus at Pure Energy, for instance. So we have a project in Nevada with excellent infrastructure. We published a PEA last year so we can get a view of the preliminary economics of this potential mine, and we have the team that can take that forward from here. Furthermore, we've added a second project in Argentina, right in the middle of the lithium triangle, where we're doing that exciting first round of drilling. A potential discovery is always a great thing to stay tuned and watch the news flow from that as well. So 2 projects, maybe that helps your odds a little bit, both productive jurisdictions for lithium. In Nevada, our neighbor's the only producing lithium mine in North America, so we're in a producing jurisdiction already. They put all those ingredients together, and we think it's an exciting story, and we've been at it for some time now.
All right, and what was the biggest challenge you had to face last year in your company? You had to think about a challenge.
2017 was an exciting year, actually, and for us, the most important thing was to deliver that PEA, that preliminary economic assessment that we had told investors was coming. It's always a lot of challenges because you have to synchronize work on engineering with work on a resource, and then you have to conduct that economic study and to put all those ingredients together so that investors can get an idea of what this future mine might look like. And it's a challenge, and we got it done right at the middle of the year, and that was great for us. And quite a challenge, but well worth the reward to be able to talk about the project now and visualize it a lot better.
All right, and what milestones can investors expect from Pure Energy this year? What are you looking forward in 2018?
Pure Energy is committed to building this project in Nevada with cleaner, greener, and faster technology than has previously been used in lithium production. If we're successful, our environmental footprint would be lower, much more sustainable type project, higher recoveries, and lower operating costs. So, after the PEA, we press released last fall that we're going to build a pilot plant to show that this new technology is viable. So we're well into the design process now, well into the permitting process now, and I think that's what 2018 holds for us, is future permits and construction of a pilot plant in Nevada that will actually run continuously and make battery-grade lithium hydroxide. It's only at a pilot scale, but that's that key next step before we go on to a feasibility study in 2019.
All right, and finally, my last question for you. Can you talk a little bit about the team behind Pure Energy?
You know, we've said team quite a bit in this interview, and I think that's typical of the mining business. Being a junior company, we keep a small management team, but I'm really proud of what we accomplished this year. We added 2 new members to the team in the middle of 2017. Our CFO is Paul Zink. Paul's 30 years in the mining industry, JP Morgan trained on Wall Street. Really, I believe one of the top CFOs in the junior sector, and he's based in Denver with me, as is Walter Weinig, our Vice President for Projects and Permitting. Walter, again, 30 years of experience. He's a hydrogeologist, so he understands groundwater and how it interacts with lithium. And of course, lithium brine, we sometimes forget it's a liquid ore we're talking about, so you better have some expertise in groundwater geology, and that's Walter. Maybe the best thing about the team now is we have stronger budgeting and planning capabilities, so we can deliver those milestones that we're striving for.
All right, thank you so much for joining us today, Patrick.
Thank you, it's good to be here.
Once again, I'm Priscilla Barrera with the Investing News Network, and here with me was Patrick Highsmith of Pure Energy Minerals.